There's one or two options that are a good idea, and there's about 10 that could end in a less than successful sale. The first step that we take in dealing with sellers is, how are we going to sell it? So there's a number of different ways that an individual can sell a farm in today's market. So our role as land agents is to bring to the table what the opportunities are in how to sell a farm and what's best suited for those sellers' individual situations. And the reason that's so important is a seller can be very easily ill-advised based on limited exposure to their options. While a farm may be best suited for auction or a traditional listing, a seller needs to understand why that's important. And their land agent's job is to give them that information. Oftentimes, we'll see a seller with the idea that they want to auction a farm. There might be a reason that that's a great idea. There might be 10 reasons why that's not a great idea in today's market. And our job is to help them navigate that process to make sure that their sale is a success and their farm reaches its high point. So through that whole process, we're going to navigate every single option that we have. Fortunately, High Point Land Company offers up to 8 different options on how to sell a farm, and I guarantee that there's one option that can fit every single property. However, we've got to choose the right one. So a seller needs to understand why we're going to pick the strategy that we are to sell their farm and why we believe that's the best option for them. The biggest thing with all of this is that it's not a one-size-fits-all. The reason that we need to offer sellers different options is because every property and every seller is different, and we've got to be able to accommodate each one of those situations. And so with that being said, if a seller chooses the wrong option, or if a sale doesn't go as planned, it's very, very important to have an agent that has a steady hand, that's had the experience of every different situation that you can possibly go through in selling a farm to help them get to their goal and reach their desired outcome. The first step is I come to the table with an objective third-party angle on how I believe that farm should be sold. Number 2, I talk to the sellers about their goals. Does this strategy meet their desired outcome and their goals that they have for their own personal sale? A lot of times that is the case, and we move forward with that proposed strategy. There are some times where there are certain goals and intentions that don't align with the strategy that we propose, and that's why we have to have the ability to adjust to make sure that we're able to get this sale across the finish line with the terms that are desired. The third step after we identify the client's goals is to make sure that we set realistic expectations. The last thing that I want as an agent or for any of my sellers is to go into a sale to have an overblown number or an unrealistic expectation. So the data that I bring to the table not only helps them set their expectations, but gives them a realistic understanding of the market, so that at the end of the day, both the buyer and the seller are going to leave this deal feeling like they got the best deal possible. If we take those 3 steps, if we identify the best method to sell the farm, couple that with the seller's goals, and then ultimately set realistic expectations, we have been able to sell over 400 farms a year, grow our market share, and continue to reach new buyers and sellers every single day. So it's a very simple process, but ultimately, the duplication and the growth in our organization has shown that if we keep it simple and make sure that we're doing right by our sellers, that we're going to continue to grow